ChatGPT doesn't remember you. It rereads you every single time it responds. Here's what most explainers miss about how these models work. People assume ChatGPT builds up a memory of the conversation the way you or I would, absorbing key points, filing things away. It doesn't. It has no internal record of what just happened. What it has is a context window, and that distinction matters more than almost anything else about how these tools actually behave. Think of the context window like a desk. Everything you've typed and everything the model has replied gets printed out and laid across that desk. Every time you send a new message, the model looks at the entire desk, every word from the start of the conversation, and generates its next response based on all of it. It doesn't recall your earlier question. It literally rereads it, along with everything else, from scratch. That's why ChatGPT seems sharp 10 messages in. Your whole conversation is sitting right there on the desk. But the desk has a fixed size, measured in tokens, small chunks of text, roughly 3/4 of a word each. Early models had a desk that fit about 4,000 tokens. That's maybe 3 pages of text. Hit the limit, and the oldest material starts falling off the edge. The model doesn't know it forgot something. It just never sees it again. Newer models have pushed that limit hard. 200,000 tokens, even past 1 million. That's a mid-length novel on your desk. But the principle hasn't changed. It's still a desk. Start a new conversation and you get a completely clean one. No history, no name, no preferences carried over. That's where the newer memory features come in. When ChatGPT says it remembers your name or your coding language of choice, that's not the context window. That's a separate system. A small database of stored facts that gets quietly injected into the top of every new conversation. It's useful, but it's shallow. A handful of bullet points, not a rich understanding. So the honest version is this. Within one conversation, ChatGPT's recall is near perfect, but finite. Across conversations, it knows almost nothing about you unless a separate system hands it notes. Understanding that boundary changes how you use these tools. When to keep a thread going, when context is about to run thin, and why a fresh chat sometimes feels like talking to a stranger. If that was useful, subscribe. New explainer every week. I'm Ariella.